All right, welcome to Restorative Yoga. All you need is a mat and some comfy clothes. We'll start seated today. So you can just find a comfortable seat. If you want to sit on top of a pillow or blanket, you can. Just take a little time to settle in here. Working to relax the shoulders. You can close the eyes for a moment too, just to really focus on slowing down, disconnecting from your day for these 30 minutes. We'll begin to focus on the breath, feeling everything rise up with our inhales, and the body just relax down with our exhales. Continue to tune into our breath, working to lengthen each breath about 3 to 4 seconds, drawing it out a little bit more than we normally do to really get the most out of our breathing. Good. We'll take one more deep breath here. Big inhale. And a big exhale. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to go ahead and reach that right arm up overhead. Really stretch, reach. Then we'll gently bring it down to grab the left side of the head, dropping the right ear to the shoulder. Just a gentle stretch with the neck. If you'd like to deepen this stretch, you can bring the left hand down to your mat to really extend it through the shoulder. Continue to sit up nice and tall and breathe. Reminder, this is just a gentle stretch. We're not cranking on the neck. We're just gently applying a little bit of pressure to deepen that stretch. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Whenever you're done with your second deep breath, we'll slowly begin to unwind. We'll bring the left hand back to the knee if it's not already. We'll release the head, bring it back to the center. Both hands can just relax on the lap for now. We're going to throw in some shoulder rolls in between our sides. So as we inhale, we'll bring shoulders up towards the ears, and exhale down the back. Big inhale to bring those shoulders up, and exhale down. Let's take a few more here, really exaggerating that movement. Of course, matching movement to breath. Really help you to slow things down. Let's get one more. All right, and at the bottom, you can shake the shoulders out. On your next inhale, we're going to go ahead and reach that left arm up overhead, really stretch through the fingertips. We'll slowly begin to pull down on the right side of the head to drop left ear to the shoulder. Just a gentle pull. If you'd like to extend that stretch, you can set that right hand down on the mat. Let it move through the shoulder. Just breathe. Sit up nice and tall, finding length in the spine. Good. We'll take 2 more deep breaths. Beautiful. After that second deep breath, we'll slowly begin to release. So we'll first bring that right hand back to the lap if it's not already there. And we'll release the head back to the center, letting the left hand relax down in the lap as well. This time around, we're going to switch directions with our shoulder rolls. So we're going to inhale and bring the shoulders up the back and exhale down the chest. I feel a little awkward, but bear with me here. Continuing to match those movements to breath and just reversing. So up the back, down the chest. Good. Let's get 2 more. Not here for long. And make those movements big, make them count. Last one. Good. All right, at the bottom, give the shoulders a good shake. From here, on our next inhale, we're going to gently start to raise both hands up overhead and find that stretch through the fingertips. And as we exhale, we'll gently twist to the right, just as far as comfortable. Inhale back to the center, reach overhead, and exhale, twist left. Get one more on each side. Inhale to reach through the fingertips. Exhale, twist right. Inhale to reach tall overhead. And then we'll twist left as we exhale. We'll inhale to reach back overhead to the center. And we're going to come down in a goalpost fashion. So bring those arms nice and wide, squeezing the shoulder blades. We'll pull all the way down. We'll inhale to reach back overhead. And one more nice long exhale as we pull those arms out wide, squeeze the shoulder blades, especially at the bottom. Good. We'll inhale to reach overhead. We'll slowly begin to kick our legs out in front of us. Now, if you have tight hamstrings, you can take a bend in the knees. We're going to take one more big inhale to reach. As we exhale, we're going to slowly start to fold over the legs. So you can kind of work into this one. It's our first hamstring low back stretch. So you can grab for the knees, you can grab the calves, you can grab the feet. Again, you could take as generous of a bend as you'd like. Our goal is not to force ourselves into any sort of stretch or pose. You want to take whatever variations and modifications feel good for your body. So me personally, tight hamstrings, I'm going to take a generous bend and then slowly just kind of work my way down. We'll spend a little bit of time here and really work in to get to your comfortable spot. Should feel a really nice stretch in the hamstrings and low back. We'll work to relax the shoulders, soften the face. The stretching should not cause any tension. We want to let it go. Please slow that breath down. Don't be afraid to walk the legs out. Maybe take more of a bend. You know your body best. Let's take 3 more deep breaths wherever you're at. Awesome work. After your 3rd deep breath, we'll slowly begin to roll our way back to seated position. Very slow release. Good. From here, we'll bring both feet into the center to touch, moving into a butterfly pose with knees out nice and wide. We'll slowly begin to apply pressure on the knees with elbows, pressing them down towards the ground, and we'll hinge ourselves forward. Should feel really nice stretch in the hip flexors, through the inner thigh, a little bit in the low back. We'll work to soften those shoulders. If you'd like, you can let the head be heavy here as well, dropping chin to chest if that's comfortable. We'll work to release, not just hold this position, taking some nice slow breaths. Good. After your 3rd deep breath, you can slowly begin to shift the torso back. So you're in a seated position, nice and tall. From here, we're going to extend one leg out in front of us, and the other foot is going to come to touch. the inner thigh, or as close as comfortable. From here, we'll take a big inhale, reach the fingertips overhead. And as we exhale, we'll fold forward, reaching towards the knee, the shin, or the toes. Just like our double leg forward fold, you can take a bend in that knee too to help yourself get a little bit further forward in our fold. Tongue twister. We'll work to really breathe into the hamstrings, breathe into the low back, work to just release, avoid any tensing up in the body. Always adjust as needed too. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. Nice and slow. Again, 3 to 4 seconds is our goal. Good. From here, we'll slowly begin to roll our way up back to seated position. We'll gently just switch legs. So kicking the other leg out, bring the other foot in to touch inner thigh or as close as comfortable. Once you get settled and situated, we'll take a big inhale to reach the arm overhead. Then exhale, fold down, reaching towards the knee, the shin, or toes. You can take a bend as much as you need to. Might feel different than the first side. That is okay. Always adjust to make the stretch most beneficial for you. Once you get settled in, really working, just relax the body. Slow that breath down. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. After that second deep breath, slowly begin to roll back up to a seated position. Go ahead and bring that leg back in to find a cross-legged position, and then we'll roll forward onto our hands and knees. So setting up here, fingers are spread nice and wide, hands are directly below the shoulders, knees are below the hips. Moving into cat and cow, we'll take a big inhale to drop the belly down, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Then a big exhale to round out the spine, pull the shoulder blades apart, press through the palms. Big inhale to drop the belly down, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exaggerating that movement. And exhale to round out the spine. Nice, slow, controlled moves. Another big inhale to drop the belly down, lift the gaze. And a big exhale to round out the spine, pull the shoulder blades apart. Let's get 1 more rotation through. Big inhale to drop down, lift the gaze. And a big exhale to round out the spine 1 more time. Good. From here, we'll find a neutral position in tabletop. I'll give you time to play around here so you can shift yourself side to side. You can draw circles and stretch out the wrists. You plenty of options just to work and release whatever is feeling tight or just needs a little bit of attention today. About 15 more seconds just to move. Have fun with it. That's the important thing, right? And our final moves here. Good. All right. We'll make our way to some stillness, a neutral spine, adding in some neck stretches from this position. We're going to slowly start to gaze to the left, look back. We'll bring it back to the center. We'll gaze to the right, kind of letting the body move how it moves. Gaze back to the center. Gaze to the left. 1 more on each side. back to the center, and gaze to the right, and back to the center. Good. From here, we'll walk the knees out as wide as comfortable, bring the big toes to touch. We'll sink into extended child's pose, little release here. So we'll start to walk those hands forward. You can bring the forehead down to your mat. It's really working to let the body be heavy here. You can spread the fingers nice and wide. Really work to get those hips as close to the heels as we can. Should feel a really nice full body release here. Stretching out the shoulders, down the back, into the hips. We'll take a couple deep breaths here. Just settle in for a moment. Awesome work. Let's take one more deep breath. We'll slowly start to pick the forehead up off the mat. We'll begin to kind of shimmy the knees in a little bit closer. And then from here, we're going to plant that left hand on the mat, pick up the right side, and we're going to swoop underneath, bring left ear towards the mat to thread the needle. Really working to breathe here. Really walk those left fingertips forward as far as comfortable here to get a nice stretch in the shoulders and chest, upper back. Nice big breaths. Let's get two more. Good. After that second deep breath, we'll slowly begin to press through that left palm to unwind, lift ourselves up. We'll switch sides. So planting that right palm down on the mat, we'll swoop the left arm underneath to thread the needle. Work to walk that right hand forward as far as comfortable. Appreciate that nice stretch, shoulders, chest, upper back. Deep breaths. Two more, not here for long. Good. After that second deep breath, slowly begin to unwind. Bring the left hand back to the mat. And from here, we're going to shift ourselves forward. Work to lower all the way down to the mat. So we'll move into a Cobra. So the hands should be about chest level, shoulder width apart. From here, we're going to plant those feet down and slowly begin to peel ourselves up as far as comfortable with light pressure in the hands, waking up that low back just a little bit here. Let's take one more deep breath. Good. And we'll slowly lower back down to the mat. Good. All right. From here, we're going to peel up one more time. As we inhale, we're going to lift the upper body, peeling up, light pressure in the hands. Let's take one more deep breath. Good. And we'll slowly bring it back down. From here, we'll push ourselves up and back. And take some time if you want to move around. Find what movements feel good. Maybe circling the hips again. Maybe straightening out the legs. Good. All right. From here, we're going to bring the hands about shoulder width apart. Lift up to a high plank just for a moment, moving into half pigeon. So we'll start with the left side. Bring the left knee to elbow. We'll lay the leg down about 45 degrees and then slowly walk that right foot back. We'll flip the toes underneath and hang out here. You can make adjustments as needed. You can either stay up on the hands for a chest opener, or you can start to walk your way down to the mat as low as comfortable. You can rest the head on your fists, you can rest down on the hands, really adjusting for whatever height is feeling good today. Should feel a really nice stretch in the IT bands, a little bit in that right hip flexor. Once you get settled in, relax those shoulders as much as we can, unclench the jaw. Let's take a couple deep breaths. Focus on releasing, relaxing. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. Awesome work. After that second deep breath, we'll slowly begin to pick the head up, press up to the hands, and we're just going to swivel onto that left hip, sort of shifting over. And we'll wrap that right leg around, moving back into a hamstring stretch. That right leg will be straightened out. Left foot will be touching inner thigh or as close as comfortable. This time around, we're going to take the opposite hand. So taking that left arm, we're going to reach nice and tall overhead. And as we exhale, we're going to reach towards the outside of the right shin to get a little twist. You can also reach for the knee or a little bit higher up. You should feel a hamstring stretch, but a little bit more so in the IT band along the side of that leg. Nice gentle twist here, working to sit up a little bit more so than our first round of forward folds. Let's take one more deep breath. Awesome work. We'll slowly begin to roll our way back to that seated position. We'll bring our feet back into that cross-legged position and roll forward, moving into another high plank. So setting up for our second side with half pigeon. We'll lift up to the toes for a moment, bringing right knee to right elbow, laying the leg down about 45 degrees. We'll walk that left leg back this time, flipping the toes underneath. Of course, make adjustments as you need to get comfortable. Either stay up on the hands, or you can walk your way down to the mat. And feel free to try something different than you did on that first side if you'd like. Maybe keep the head up higher. Maybe try to get down a little bit lower. Really feel it out. Whenever you get settled, working to slow that breath down. Let the body be as heavy as possible. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. After that second deep breath, we'll slowly begin to lift the head up, press back up to the hands. We'll swivel onto that right hip. So just shifting over, we'll swoop the left leg forward. You take some time to set up here. Going into another single leg forward fold. So we'll start sitting up nice and tall. We'll inhale to reach the right arm up overhead. Then as we exhale, we'll twist to reach towards the outside of the left leg by the shin, the knee, maybe up by the IT band, the thigh. We'll just hold here. So you should feel a nice stretch in the hamstrings, but especially in that IT band, maybe even a little bit in the shoulder from holding here. Really focusing on that breath here. Use it to our advantage. Work to release that tension from those tight areas, IT band, hamstrings. Take 2 more deep breaths. Good. After that second deep breath, we'll slowly begin to roll back up. This time around, we'll just straighten out the other leg and slowly roll all the way down to the mat until we are flat and laying in a comfortable position. And take some time to get settled in here, start to get comfortable laying on our mat. Taking time to tune into the body, see how we're feeling. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to reach the arms overhead, really stretch through the fingertips. We'll slowly begin to shift the arms right and left, reaching to either side. Get that nice stretch in the shoulders, a little bit in the chest. Moving slow. Good. We'll inhale to press up, reach one more time. As we exhale, we'll bring the hands down, a big circular motion back to the sides. Good. From here, we're going to take a bend in the knees. And on your inhale, we're going to slowly lift the hips up off the ground. Find a bridge position just for a moment here. We'll hold at the top. Hands can be down on the floor, on the mat. Just wake up the glutes, low back. Let's take one more deep breath. Then we'll slowly begin to roll down one vertebra at a time, making our way back to a flat position on the mat. Good control. On your next inhale, we're going to pull both knees into the chest, hugging them in as close as comfortable. You can keep the feet next to each other. You can cross them over, and whatever is comfortable. As you get settled in here, you can add some movement if you'd like, maybe rocking side to side, maybe drawing some gentle circles with the knees, working to release the low back. Give the hips a little love and attention. Just let the legs be heavy as we move. Good. On your next inhale, we'll pull the knees in a little bit closer. And as we exhale, we'll slowly release the left leg to let it find the mat. From here, we're going to gently pull that right knee out towards the edge of the mat. And then we'll hold here. So you should feel a stretch into the hip and the inner thigh. If you're able, you can just rest that elbow on the ground. Just find that anchor position. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. Good. After that second deep breath, we'll slowly pull the leg back into the chest. And then we'll begin to pull the leg to the left side of the body, finding a gentle twist. We'll work to keep both shoulder blades flat on the mat. Find that nice stretch through the IT band into the glutes. We'll set that right arm out nice and wide. Find a little bonus stretch in the chest and shoulders. Good. Take 2 more deep breaths as we hold. And after that second deep breath, we'll begin to pull that right knee back into the chest for one more hug. And we'll slowly release, letting the right leg go and find the mat. We'll inhale to draw the left knee into the chest, hugging it in nice and close. Let that right leg just relax down. We'll slowly pull the left leg out towards the edge of the mat, going as far as comfortable. And if you'd like, you can set that left elbow down, kind of find that anchored position, holding us here. Should feel a nice stretch in the left hip, moving into the inner thigh. We'll take 2 deep breaths as we hold. Good. After that second deep breath, we'll slowly begin to move that leg back into the center. And then we'll trade off, grabbing with the right hand to twist to the right side across the body, moving as far as comfortable. We can keep those shoulder blades flat. Once we get settled in, we'll just let that left arm go out nice and wide. Find the ground to relax, be heavy. Just hold and breathe. Getting that gentle twist in the spine and the back. Nice stretch for the IT bands, glutes. Good. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. Take your time. Whenever you're done with your second deep breath, we'll begin to move that leg back into the chest. Give it one more hug. Then we'll release, letting the left leg go long. Good. All right, from here, we're going to plant both feet on the ground and bring them into touch. We'll slowly let the knees drop down into a supine butterfly. And if you need to or would like to, you can have the hands as a little assist. And find whatever depth is comfortable, getting as close to the ground as you can. Work to just let the body melt down to the mat. Taking this last minute or so just to relax. Let the body be heavy. We'll tuck the shoulder blades underneath the back. The shoulders just melt down to the mat. Work to unclench the jaw, soften the face. Take time to just focus on the next couple breaths. Feeling the chest and belly rise with the inhale. Feel the body compress down with every exhale. Good. One more deep breath here. After that breath, we'll slowly begin to guide the legs back up to the center. We'll bring the feet up off the ground and grab behind the knees, taking some roll-ups, as many or as few as you'd like. It's kind of a fun way to massage the back and spine. Whenever you're ready, you can make your way to a comfortable seated position, crossing the legs, sitting up nice and tall. And close the eyes for a moment here. Gently place the hands on the lap. Good. And on your next inhale, go ahead and just slowly begin to reach overhead. One more time. Stretch through the fingertips. As we exhale, we'll bring the palms together and down to the forehead at third eye center. Please know that you are more than welcome to add on to this practice on your own. Continue to stretch, breathe, whatever you need today. But that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to slow things down with restorative yoga. We'll seal our time together with Namaste.